Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2022. As for now, we continue with CURZON ASHTON. We're going to be showing the end of season review here, and then, like I said, probably start looking for another job, but also prepping CURZON ASHTON in case we need to hold out here and keep pushing up. So a little bit of both at the same time, but we'll see what happens. Let's get right into it. All right, here we are. CURZON ASHTON end of season review, 22-23 season. And of course, Rob Harker, just absolutely outstanding. 50 total appearances, 45 starting appearances, 47 goals, 14 assists. That's impressive as well. To get that many goals and that many assists, yeah, we'll take it. Holm, who we got in really late, had 9 total appearances, 3 goals, and 6 assists from Holm. I mean, I think that was a pretty good pickup there at the end. 7.38 overall. James Jones obviously playing well. Armstrong obviously playing well. Granite, you know, sufficient. There's nothing wrong with Granite and what he did at all. Prosser also not bad at all. Askew, he didn't play a lot, mostly subs. 6.84 on subs. I'll take it. And of course, Spence here, who's really kind of a guy for the future. Didn't play a whole ton, subbed quite a bit. Not the greatest rating, but he's got some potential to grow. So we'll see what happens. I love how this is a C on this deal. Really? Like, the best player, like, around, and you give him a C. Were any of these even good? There's a C plus there for Armstrong. And that's it. B minus for Spence. Apparently they liked that deal. The best of all. Transfers out. Richards did leave, which, you know, could have cost us a lot. But turned out we did not miss him in the end. And then Jack McKay, also, at the end of the day, didn't miss him. So worked out well. Here's obviously the results of the league. 63 goal differential, 102 points. Just crazy stuff there. Obviously A plus from the board. They only expected top half. Average home attendance was 481. All right, fair enough. FA Cup. We got knocked out of this pretty early. Oh, no, sorry. This is the one we actually made it pretty far because we made it to Peterborough United, which was good. Got a little bit of money from that. All well and good. FA Trophy is the one we got knocked out of extremely early. They didn't like that. But honestly, it freed us up to just be able to focus on the league. And I think at the end of the day, that was okay. Biggest win against Guiseley. There was that the last game? No, it's October 1st, right? No, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. That's January 10th. No, that was not the last game because the last game was 5-1. But that's as I mentioned, Harker could have scored 4 goals. I've seen him do it before. Well, there you go. He scored 4 goals the last time we played Guiseley, so we definitely had a chance to do it this one. But it was not meant to be. Match to remember: CURZON ASHTON against Chester, 4-1. Goal of the season was from Karan, 79th minute of this game. Let's go check that out. 79th minute. Karan, there we go. You gonna show it to us? No. This happened last time too. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Guess we can just watch all the goals. Here's the first goal from Rolt. I mean, easy go from Rolt. Goal number 2 here. Karan over to Rolt. Cross to Harker. Harker just going to do his thing. Outstanding goal there. And then it's the 4th goal, I think, was Karan's. Rolt, corner kick. Harker's there doing I mean, how many times did he do that? So many times. And here we go. Here's the Karan goal. Armstrong to Lussey. Over to Rolt. Back to Karan. And then just boom. All of these goals were just so outstanding. And we'll watch the last one here. Might as well. Prosser up to Knowles. Not to be left alone. Not to be left out of it. Oh, just a little bit of a little lofty little goal. Such good stuff there. Oh, that was so good. All right, let's go back. Oh, I didn't mean to go home. I meant to exit that out. Where is the review? Go back to this. There we go. Thankfully, it picks up where we left off. The finances. I mean, we got a little crazy there at the end just to kind of make sure things happened, but so maybe that hurt us in the long run. We'll find out. But I was really hoping it would help us get over the edge there. I think I've done pretty well with the finances. I just kind of went a little crazy with not Haynes, Holm there at the end. Best 11, Barrett, Jones, Granite, Armstrong. Yep, that makes sense. Thomas, Haynes, Prosser, Karan. Okay. And then Harker wrote. If Holm had been here longer, he would have taken that second spot for the midfield, but Can't argue with this at all. The accolades. We got manager of the month for March. That's pretty good. Fans player of the season, obviously Harker. Young player of the season, Harker. Signing of the season, Harker. Goal of the season, was that Curran one? Top goal scorer, Harker. Oh, so crazy. Most assists, Curran. 19 assists from him. That's outstanding as well. Rolt got 8 player of the match awards. Highest average rating, Harker. And then most passes completed was Prosser. Interesting. Most goals by player in a match, Harker. In a league match was Harker. Assist by player of the season was Curran. Clean sheets was Renshaw. Okay. Worst discipline. Yeah, Haynes. What was up with that, buddy? Youngest player, Nicholas. Oldest player, Mahon, who's actually one of our coaches. Highest transfer fee received, almost 10K from Richards. Fastest goal, 13 seconds from Rolt. Youngest goal scorer was Vaughn. And then oldest goal scorer was Mahon. So overall, pretty good. And Curzon Ashton looked a class above in the first couple of months of the season. Few will have expected this outcome, but they gave themselves a chance and have reaped the rewards. For sure. All right, well, there's that. Anything else down here we want to look at real quick? Here is the best 11 induction. Rolt and Harker getting into the best 11. Curran, there's McGuckin from last year. Haynes, Thomas, Armstrong, Jones, Richards, of course, from last year. I mean, he was so good last year, to be fair. I mean, he would have made us that much better because he was a better central defender than any of the guys we had this year. But we didn't miss him in the sense that obviously we did well, so we were fine. But yeah, this would have been a fun team to play with as well, with McGuckin and Richards in there. Although, again, I think Holm, give him some more time. I think he could get squeezed into that spot as well. Overall shooting, I mean, top right corner here. Aggressive shooting, clinical shooting. Good stuff there. Crossing, top right corner. The only team was close to us was York City. Lots of crosses, accurate crosses. Tackling, we're in the quadrant up here. Lots of tackles, strong tackling. Some of it a little too strong with some of the penalties. High scoring, impenetrable defense. Yes. Good stuff there. And then general overall performance. The only thing we didn't have was passing completion. Everything else, we were either at average or above. Good stuff all around. Club vision. What do they want us to be next year? Just out of curiosity. Avoid relegation. That's literally it. Just want us to be established at some point. Obviously, we would want to do better than that, but we'll accept this current vision for now. Counterattacking. Sign players under the 23. Play attacking football. So we want to play attacking, counterattacking football. Got it. And make the most of set pieces. Absolutely. That's definitely the goal with a guy like Harker thrown in there. We'll accept that just as is. I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't know, guys. What do we do? Mid-table? I don't think mid-table is likely, honestly. I think we've got to come down and do one of just avoid relegation. Yeah, we'll strengthen the squad. Some good, some bad. Kind of weird. All right, they seem to be less upset about that. Probably not the best. I'm not going to do promises right now. Not the best meeting in the world, but sometimes it's hard to know. I mean, I know what I want. I'm going to go for mid-table or something like that, but sometimes it's hard to read the players themselves. I'm not going to give you him for free. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just not. That's not going to happen. You want to give me some money for him? I'll give him to you for some money, maybe. But I'm not going to give him to you for free. All right, well, that's that. I'm going to start looking for jobs, like I said. Hopefully not ruin our chances of being here, though, obviously. Membership fees, okay. New secondary kit deal sponsor. New scouting budget, which basically is the same. So we should be just sticking with the same recruiting package. And then scouting update. Okay, we'll be right back if there's any news on the job front or anything like that. Otherwise, I guess you guys will see kind of the results of the transfers. We'll be back in a bit. All right, we are back. And if you can't tell already by the top left corner, we're still at Curzon Ashton. I I applied to a lot of jobs and got big fat zero. We still just need some more improvement, I guess, on our character. I'm in the middle of a coaching batch, another coaching batch right now, and some other things going on, which we can look at here in just a minute. I wanted to start with the transfers because today, today is the first day of the new season here in the Vanarama National League, and here are the transfers, starting with the players that were released. Now, these were not released by my own choice necessarily. None of them wanted to sign a new contract, and they all appear to be moved on to other teams that are, good places. Like Holm, for example, is in Skybet League One right now for Accrington. So 5 really strong players. Obviously, Barrett, Holm, and Haynes, starters for sure. And of course, then moving on is pretty painful. Askew, good backup player, and Noel's obviously good enough to be a starter, good backup player, whatever. It didn't matter. 5 players that were very critical to our success last season, I would say, and losing all 5 of them, really, really unfortunate. I was really hoping I could have signed them, but they just weren't interested. So that is that. But here are the transfers in. Nothing out yet, other than the released players, as you guys saw. But quite a few players in, quite frankly. I say quite a few. I mean, a decent number. So we've got Tremaine Eastman here. He comes in as a 19-year-old, 2.5-star current. Could be as high as 4.5-star, maybe. Balanced personality, so something there. I mean, he's young. He's not maybe quite ready for the first team, but he is, he's got a lot of good positives going for him. Let's just put it that way. So we'll see if he can do anything. He's considered a physical player, playing a couple positions, as you can see. Fair amount of pace, balanced, normal personality. I think he could be a good, solid player that we could develop as a little bit longer. And he's still got some flexibility, so he's going to be a good, at least, backup player for now and see what he can grow into. So Eastman there comes in on a free. We then have Ollie Ewing, comes in. He can play defensive. He can play straight up midfielder, or he can play attacking midfielder. Lots of positives for this guy. Really, really a lot of positives. Only a couple negatives. So he's going to be a pretty strong player overall. He's actually fairly strong on his right foot. Very strong on his right foot, fairly strong on his left foot. So the fact that he can switch feet like that is a good positive as well. So I feel like a pretty decent player overall, coming from he is obviously Welsh, as you can see. He's actually got an under 19 cap for them, which is pretty awesome. I think he's going to be a good, solid player for us, and we'll see if he can. I don't know. We might even change the formation around if he can play defensive midfielder. Who knows? We'll see what we can do. In fact, is he better at that? He's arguably better as a defensive midfielder. He's got some good stats for that. Next comes Dominic Cornice. He comes in as a all-around, just play all over the place player. Primarily probably midfielder, but several other low places that he could play. Couple negatives. I mean, not great jumping reach, which isn't great, but we've already got somebody who can do that. A couple guys maybe they could even do that. So maybe not that big of a deal. But otherwise, decent player. Got some good positives. His ability to make the right decision is one of the main reasons behind his intelligence on the pitch, which is awesome. Gotta love guys with good decision making. Pretty good technicals, honestly. So we'll see what we can do with him. Hopefully he develops into somebody pretty strong for us. Then we've got Nathan Mariah Welsh here, coming in 3.5-star current ability, could be as high as 5 stars. Not a lot of negatives, thankfully. He does need to work on his passing, which, if he's going to be playing as a midfielder, that would be kind of important. But he's got a lot of positives. His strongest attribute is that he is naturally fit. That's can't go wrong with that. That means he's going to stay healthy probably and stay good stamina for a long time. Although I know stamina is technically a separate one, but just overall, just good physicals for him. And again, another midfielder, but could play a lot of other places. We'll see what we can do with him. Next up is Shepard Morambedzi, maybe. Can play literally just about the entire field, quite frankly, which is kind of interesting. Not necessarily great across the entire field, but decent across the entire field. And he's obviously primarily a midfielder. Balanced overall personality. 3-star current, 3 stars max. I mean, he's just 28 years old. He's got some good experience. We'll bring him in here to see what he can do. He's just a French player, no big deal. But the fact that he can back up a lot of the positions that we play is a positive. Then we have Ramshaw here, Rob Ramshaw. 4.5-star current, 4.5 stars is potential. He's 29 years old. He's not going to get any better necessarily. But he can play attacking midfielder if we decide to switch things up. He can play pretty decent midfielder, probably the best midfielder we've got at the moment. And overall, a decent player for the level that we're at. And finally, Blaine Rowe, who is the only player that we actually went out and got paid money for, comes in for AFC Telford. He comes as a very strong, honestly, defensive right guy, especially since we lost Barrett. Got a few more negatives than I would like, quite frankly. But if one of those negatives is he can only play in one position, and that's the only position we want to play him as anyway, I'm okay with kind of ignoring that one. And hopefully, apparently good timing on the challenge. So he's got really good tackling. Maybe that will come in handy. We'll see. But that is the team. I'm not necessarily like amazingly excited about any specific person on the team. I did go after a few other players that I would have been a bit more excited about, to be fair, but they turned down the offer and it didn't work out. So we'll keep looking because here is the squad as it stands now. If we're going to play in the 4-4-2, and as you can see, we have a very, very large glaring hole. Our central defenders. Now we still have the exact same two central defenders we had last year, so we know that they play well together, good partnership. But I would really like to get a better player for this level in one of these spots. Other than that, Real coming in obviously as our best right defender. Armstrong can come over here and play on our left side as we did last year. He played well there. Mariah Daniel, Nathan Daniel, Mariah Welsh. There we go. Mariah Welsh here. Probably our starting left winger with Thomas staying as the starting right winger. That is most likely what's going to happen with Ewing, Ramshaw, or Murum Bedsy kind of fighting over who's going to start in the midfield proper. Something of that nature. I mean, Karan is great, but he's probably going to be relegated to a backup at this point. Harker and Rope can hold down the fort up front as strikers. Ramshaw can obviously play there as well. Thomas can play there as well. So we've got a little bit of flexibility there, but definitely Harker and Rope, who I believe are definitely good enough to play at this level. So I'm not worried about that at all. Honestly, if I had a central defender, I'd be happy. I wish we had a really strong midfielder. Just seemed to be hard to get that, but we'll keep looking. We've got this Jack Baxter guy. I haven't really checked him out much. Could be a possibility. We might look into bringing him in. We've got a lot of players, to be fair. Our goalkeeping, not amazing. I had never found anybody better than Renshaw. And then we've just got a 15-year-old backup at the moment. So it is what it is. But overall finances, we're in a good spot. We still got a decent amount of transfer budget left. And we're well below this wage budget. So we can work with things. We can definitely find us another really good, strong players. Unfortunately, like I said, today is day one of the season. So we're going to have to try and do the best we can with what we've got. What's overall projection? Pretty big in the hole as things look right now, but we've been trending better than projection the last two seasons. So overall, I don't know. I mean, Vanarama National League. I was hoping to be a little further along than this by now in our third season into this challenge. We still got time though. We've still got time. If we play well this season, we still got some time to work our way up. Honestly, as long as we can get to the top leagues by the 5th season. So we still got 3 more years to make our name for ourselves. Continue to do coaching, training, stuff like that, and see what we can do. Right now, we are working on our... where would I find that? Overview? No. Is it there on that screen? I am blind. Where do they hide that now? Job history? No. Milestones? No. Biography? Where do they hide that now? Huh. Is it just profile? Did I miss it on profile? Probably should have just clicked profile. That's probably what I missed, right? It's probably here somewhere. Or not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's up here. Studying, we have the National B license. We're currently at 1.5 star reputation, which isn't great. Considering we started at 0.5 star, I think. We've gone up a full star. Not bad. We are studying for our National A license at the moment, and then we will go from there. See what we can do. But I don't know. Not bad. We still got time, I think, to build up our reputation. And we just really didn't make a good season of it this year. I think if we can get mid-table this year, I think I'd be happy with that. I think that'd be enough. And we'll see. But it's going to be tough. It is not going to be easy at all. Current in the competition. What is the preview? Preview has us one of the favorites down there for relegation it looks like. Which, you know, it is what it is. We don't have any of the players in the top here, which not too much of a surprise. But yeah, I don't know. We got to find us some good players. I don't have any loans right now, so we still have openings for some loans, and just got to find us some really, really outstanding players. Honestly, let me go look over here. Is there anybody that's just outstanding? We'll acknowledge that. Anybody here that has been scouted for any position? I'm going to unselect that. We're going to say listed for loan. Anybody that's just really, really strong. I mean, no, honestly, we need them to be pretty good right now. I don't need a striker. I mean, Rydell here might be pretty decent, but a lot of these other guys are just not quite what we're looking for right now. So yeah, I don't know. Not really seeing much that's jumping out at me as like, oh yeah, that's amazing. If I go to our, we did lose our, what am I trying to say? Oldham. We lost Oldham as a whatever it's called, affiliate. I couldn't think of that. So wouldn't mind getting us another affiliate and see if we can get somebody on loan. Okay. Apparently they don't like it because of the finances. Fair enough. Well, we'll have to keep looking. I guess one thing we can do is go to our transfers, go to director of football, go to suggest transfer targets for loan. Honestly, like maybe central defender for sure. I think that's going to be the most important. If we can get a really strong loanee from central defender row. I mean, Tranmere. Where's Tranmere? They are currently in League 1. Okay, maybe. Shrewsbury is in League 2. Falkirk is in Cinch. Is that what that name of that is? Championship in, I guess, Scotland. So, I don't know. Maybe one of these guys would be worth it. Can we, I mean, I want to scout all these guys for sure, but I also want to see if I can maybe trial them for trial. I want to trial them for 2 weeks if it'll let me. Although that may be more inclined to say no, but we'll see. 2 weeks, please. And 2 weeks. If we can just get us one strong, you know, central defender. I think the other two can rotate around and do whatever, but I don't know. I think that's the biggest place we need. Well, that's that. I mean, the team, the tactics, sorry, that we're going to be playing right now. Basically this 4-4-2 for now until further notice. Although I guess one thing I could do before just fully decide. Let's come over here for a second and let's just look at all positions. We do have some pretty strong attacking midfielders. You know, pretty good. Attacking midfielders on the right and left actually, so that could be an option. We have some strong defensive midfielders, quite frankly. We actually have some not the worst wingbacks in the world, so that's also not the. I mean, honestly, we could play any just about any formation, I think. But I think keeping it simple for now, until we just know for sure that this won't work, I think this will be okay. We'll just stick with it as is and go with that. Well, that's that. Next episode you guys see will be first game of this new season, or first 2 games, I should say. It'll be a home game against Barrow, and then an away game against Solihull Moors, however you say that. Barrow, let's see, what was their previews? Barrow is slated to be 3rd, and they were just relegated, so they're going to be a tough team with a lot of money. And then the other team was 8th. Solihull Moors here was 8th. I mean, I guarantee you we are the worst. What am I looking for? Team detailed. I guarantee we have the lowest salary of anybody, right? There's no way anybody's got a lower salary than us. Oh, there is. Wow. Bath, Hereford, Hampton, Richmond. So we have, I mean, we're down there. It's not like we have that much higher of a salary than they do, but we are definitely down there. And then the next highest up is almost double. And then the next one up above that is almost triple. So we're a bit out of our league here. But we'll see what happens. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you. And I hope you join me again next time. Thank you and goodbye.